So today I am going to share with you how I place vinyl on a completely curved surface like this ornament. I've gotten this question a lot lately because I've been showing off my ornaments that I've been making, so I thought that I would kind of share my tips and tricks for getting vinyl to lay flat on your ornaments or other curved surfaces. So, for the ornament, I actually drew the names and everything using my Apple Pencil in an app called Procreate. So this is Procreate. I drew it with my pencil. There's an in-between step I didn't show, which was actually putting it into Adobe Illustrator to vectorize it, just to make sure that everything was smooth. I do this just because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. But so I did that, and then in Illustrator I saved it as a SVG file, which is a vector file, and then I put into the Cricut design space. So in the Cricut I just cut out like normal, so you don't have to do anything really special. I used Oracle 651 permanent glossy. I use this one because the glossy brand of Oracle is just a little bit thinner than the matte version, though you could really use either. It doesn't make too much of a difference, but I did it on the glossy. So after you get everything cut out, you want to weed like normal. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll meet back up with you when I'm done. Now that I've weeded everything, I'm going to take my transfer tape. I don't know what brand this is, but it's just a basic one. It's a little bit lower tack than other ones that I've seen. I like to use the lower tack ones, especially when doing curved surfaces. Even though it takes a little more effort to get it on, it helps because then it doesn't stick too much. So I'm gonna put this on. I get all of it. There we go. I'm gonna take my pressing tool. Just press like normal. And then what I'm going to do differently here than if I was just placing on a flat surface is I'm actually going to cut each element out, just because then I can worry about placing each one at a time. If you are worried about the way that things are placed, you can do it all at once, but I find it to be much easier, and you can get things so they don't overlap, which often happens when you do curved surfaces. So I'm going to take each thing, even the names in this case, because I have a general idea. I still have my Procreate app open on the side, so I know exactly how I want it to look. But now I can focus on each one at a time. So I save anything like small for the end. So I'm actually going to do the top one first. Because it's like this, I should be able to get it placed pretty nicely in terms of getting it straight and being able to put this one on and have it be straight as well. So I use a tiny little bowl to put my curved surfaces or glasses of things on. I also use a little grip so then it doesn't fall. It just makes it a little bit easier when it comes to putting things on. So I'm going to take my first one. I'm going to take it off the backing. Hopefully it comes off easily. Sometimes it doesn't with the lower tack, but I choose to use it just because it's going to be easier to place. So if you just do this slowly, you can get it off. Uh-oh. Make sure you don't miss anything. I almost missed the eye, the dot above the eye. And then you want to take your ornament or other curved surface and kind of figure out where you want this to go. Get a good idea of how high you want it to be. I'm going to do it about this high, and then what I do is I just super lightly place it on, and then I start from the middle and press like this to make sure that I'm getting everything on and without any creases. So I'm going to continue doing that over here. Make sure everything is pressed. Just kind of do it with your fingers. I don't do it with a tool, with my pressing tool, until I get it all placed. And then one thing I just messed up, which what you want to do, especially if you're working with calligraphy or things that are connected, is you want to make sure you do whatever is connected to the next piece first. So this, that's why I don't press it too hard, is I can then pull it up with a tool if I want to. And I'll be able to move it around then. So you go like this, go from where the A is, and go under, go like this, and then you can get the curved part. And again, I don't press very hard because, see, sometimes you get these little things, and then the nice thing about at least the glossy vinyl and a lot of vinyls is that they tend to be pretty pliable. So if you do it soft enough and then you press on certain bumps, everything is going to lay down flat. But you just want to make sure you're doing it slowly and you're not pressing anything down too hard before that happens, just because if you accidentally press something down too hard and you can't pick it back up, then you may have to start all over again. So I have the first part done. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my next piece, so what goes under it, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to press it, put it onto the transfer tape very carefully again. And once I get it all on, then I can go from where I had planned it to go. So my plan was to do it from about here. I need to make sure the K goes under the E in Katie. But I'm still going to do it. I'm going to figure out, I'm not going to do them too close together. That's how you get overlapping. And if you get something overlapping, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to start here. The L is down, the A is down, and then go to the R, and then just barely making it the K. I'm actually going to move it slightly. You can do slight movements with vinyl because you should be able to press it enough and make it kind of fit itself. So I can peel back, I can see that everything is flat, and I didn't do the C yet, so I just press the C. Now everything looks like it's down on the bulb, so that looks good to me. One of the reasons why I cut all the pieces off, was the ampersand was actually supposed to be like right here, and if I would have kept it there, it would have overlapped quite a bit. So now I can choose a new place that it works. So I think that I'll probably still put it down here or right here, but I'm gonna do that. So let's see, I can kind of figure out as I go. It's just small pieces like that, they usually tend to get off where they're supposed to be, so it doesn't help you when you're trying to do a design that has a specific, like it needs to go somewhere, like an ampersand usually does. So two places I could possibly put it. I could put it here, or I could put it down here. I am going to put it down here. I think I'm going to do it just enough where it kind of goes into the C or the K, kind of like this. So I'm going to press that first, make it go down, push, and then peel it up. It looks like it's flat, so you got the ampersand on there. Now, finally, I'm going to take my writing, my smaller writing, and add that. And when I do the design, I actually space out my letters more. I try to give them a good amount of space in between, just because when you do on a curved surface, that gets lessened quite a bit in some spots. And so if you don't have them right next to each other, then you have more wiggle room as to where you can place it. So I'm going to get this onto the transfer tape. And that'll be my last piece. So I'm going to kind of see where I can put it. I'm going to put it kind of in the center. Then I'm going to move my bulbs that I'm placing right on top. And then I'm going to press. So I just lightly do it. I do one word at a time, press from the middle, and then I usually press downward to try to get anything under. I could have, if you're having issues or you have a lot of text, you could actually cut this and do 2 different ones, but I spaced it out enough that I didn't need to do that. So sometimes you have to keep that in consideration while you're creating or designing whatever you're planning to cut. So now you have a perfect bulb. It's permanent vinyl, so it's going to last forever, or until, I don't know, the glass breaks, I guess. But yeah, this is how I put the vinyl on a curved surface. If you have any suggestions or things that you do that make it easier on you, feel free to leave them in the comments. I would love to hear what you do. Also, if you do any projects and you use this to help you with it, send it to me. I would love to see them. My Instagram is @MJCreativeCo. Send me a message. I'd love to see it. So thanks for hanging in with me, and happy holidays.